Hello, everyone in the astrology tribe. Sat Sangat bringing you a video regarding the change of the lunar nodes and the upcoming eclipse and the next eclipses after that. So we will talk about karmic astrology. We will talk about fated events and things that are related to the past and the future, where we're coming from, and of course, all the astrology cycles represent a spiral of history. Meaning that nothing is circular, nothing repeats, but it rhymes, right? So the astrology cycles show us how we are evolving, how we are changing but progressing at the same time. I think it might have to do with the traveling of the solar system throughout the space around the galaxy, around the Milky Way, our galaxy, because the solar system is not bringing all the planets in a circular mode exactly at on the same plane, but the planets follow the sun in a spiral figure, right? So it might have to do with that. I'm not sure. There are several mysteries we have not discovered yet. So this illustration that you see on the screen represents the Ouroboros, which is the serpent that eats its own tail. And representing this cycle where we are feeding from the past and going through the future, but in reality, taking from the past and going back in a spiral motion. Okay, see, so the Ouroboros is a representation of the nodal axis in a way. And the Egyptians already were very aware of this feature in the astrology. So now let's go back to the present. We will have the lunar nodes migrating from Pisces into Aquarius, and that's the north node, and from Virgo into Leo, the south node. Remember, the nodes of the moon are just geometrical points that are traveling backwards. Well, sometimes they go backwards and forwards, but they're in generally speaking, they are going backwards. So now we are entering already an eclipse season where we have a mix of an Aquarius and a Virgo eclipses. The Aquarius is a solar eclipse at the end of Aquarius and the lunar eclipse in Virgo, mid Virgo. So I wanted to show you the ingress of the lunar nodes where they were at the beginning of the year, January 1st, 2026. They were at 10 degrees on 55 minutes. And this is so curious because the sun was at 10 degrees and the moon at 10 degrees. Capricorn, the sun in Capricorn, the moon in Gemini. And the nodes were at 10 degrees as well. Not exactly at the same minute, but I think this indicates a completion as well as a beginning, right? Because it has a number 10, which in numerology is a completion, and number 1, which is also a beginning, a start of something. So we have both things at the same time. We are finishing a cycle and starting a new one. And there are so many other astrological events that are confirming this. So here we have the ingress of the nodes in the Leo Aquarius axis, which happens on July 26, 2026. And as you see, the 0 degrees is equal to 29 degrees 59 minutes of the sign, which is the 30th degrees. So here on that day, we have the moon at 4 degrees, and this is spooky because it is so amazing how the moon and the sun are in tandem, at least for the degree where they are when the nodes are moving into a new, and just a few minutes after this, they are ingressing this sign of Leo and Aquarius. Okay, so and I will show you all the charts of the eclipses for this year, so you already have an idea of what is coming. So the next eclipse, which is in a few days, February 17, and this is what I will analyze, the chart of this eclipse I will analyze in this video, but I want to show you all the charts so you're prepared for the upcoming eclipses. So this one happens at the end of Aquarius. The moon and the sun are at 28, almost 29 degrees, and they are squaring Uranus, which they did right before. So the sun squares Uranus on let's see, the sun squares Uranus here, Sunday the 15th at midnight Eastern time. And the moon just squares about 3 hours or 2.5 hours before the eclipse. So the moon is freshly electrified by the energy of Uranus. So next eclipse is the Virgo March 3rd lunar eclipse at 12 degrees 53 minutes. The Virgo Pisces, of course, because it's an opposition between the moon and the sun. And take a look at where Mercury is. First of all, Mercury is fallen, which is the ruler of the moon, is fallen in Pisces, unable to see the details, and is retrograde. So reviewing, revising, reconsidering. So now we have the Leo solar eclipse, August the 12th at 20 degrees 1 minute of Leo. And of course, the sun is in his own sign. So there are several configurations, very interesting, like Mars conjunct Ceres, and other things that you may look on the chart. And we have also Chiron already ingressed in Taurus. Uranus is passing the eclipse. Is passing the ingress of in Gemini. And we have the small trine in a very tight configuration, 3 degrees, Pluto, Neptune at 4, Uranus at 5, and we have Venus forming a kite. Okay, so the Pisces lunar eclipse, August 28th at 4 degrees, and with Mercury right next to it, 5 degrees. And again, the eclipse is squaring Uranus. Let's see. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going back to the Aquarius solar eclipse because this is what I'm going to talk in this video. But so you have an idea of what is coming, right? So this eclipse has happened before around this degree. For example, February 16, 1999, the eclipse was with the North Node at 27 degrees of Aquarius. On February 15, 2018, it happened again at the same exact degree and minutes, 27 degrees, 8 minutes of Aquarius, but with the South Node, February 15, 2018. And now we have the eclipse with the North Node, 2849. So this eclipse is happening in an air sign. Don't get confused because the water bearer is using water to pour wisdom, right? It's a symbol of pouring wisdom because, as I always say, Leo shines and Aquarius enlightens. Aquarius is the sign that gives us the opportunity to acquire wisdom, the opportunity to learn the truth, ruled by Saturn in the traditional astrology, which is Saturn is the planet of the truth, the reality, the raw reality in realizing the truth. But Uranus, with a thunderbolt, in the middle of the night when there is a storm and everything is black, the thunderstorm, the thunderbolt illuminates the darkness, and we all of a sudden realize some truth. So it's like a eureka phenomenon. So both Saturn and Uranus are in aspect to this eclipse, as you can see. A semi-sextile for Saturn and a square for Uranus. Anyways, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the Aquarius air sign. Aquarius rules networks, especially networks of communication, networks of intellectual activity, and connections that we make in our mind. For example, Aquarius is a sign where we are able to take data and information like we gather, for example, with Gemini. Gemini likes to get data, accumulate information, but it doesn't really make sense of it by making connections. Whereas Aquarius is able to connect different ideas from different sources and different places and put them together to make new sense of it, new findings, new informations. And we see this in the invention of artificial intelligence, for example. But that is the way that human beings connect, when you say connect the dots, right, is that you gather different pieces of data, and then by connecting them in a special network, then you come up with something new, something that could help discover the truth, as I said. Uranus is also the planet of enlightenment, as well as Aquarius. And this represents, this eclipse then represents the urgency, because it's very late degree of Aquarius, this urgency to find the truth, for example. Now, we also are at the end of things that have to do with communication networks or devices, for example. If you think about it, the new movement where people, the common people, the common folk, is gathering information, for example, video recording events, and publishing in their social media or any internet platform. And they are practically being chroniclers and a kind of pseudo journalists, because they are gathering data and they're publishing it. So some of that is undermining, let's say, the traditional journalist methods and networks. So we are seeing some of them falling out, and at the same time, there is also this tendency of authorities to get rid of traditional journalism, as well as trying to control the common folk and trying to block them from getting the data and, for example, video recording events and publishing things. And there is also with Saturn and Neptune, which Saturn is the ruler of the eclipse traditionally, what we can see is a new beginning in the information sharing. So Saturn with Neptune is dissolving what was previously available, like freedom of speech, for example. So we may see the death of journalism as we know it. For example, very rarely do we see the physical paper anymore, right? So that was one step into this radical change of what journalism is and how it was done. So we have seen the journalism evolving into the network in the internet, like video and web page, websites, and such. Now what we see is that the amateur video recording, for example, have a lot more weight than the news that are published by the traditional agencies that were in charge of journalism. And we start understanding how manipulated were the news, and how those publications were manipulating our minds. So I think that this eclipse brings that kind of energy of enlightenment, that we realize what the truth was hiding behind all the things that we were watching and reading, and we thought they were true, and now we realize that we have all been duped. Okay, so another aspect of Aquarius is that it's associated with the sky or the atmosphere, and it's related to climate issues. We've seen during the last month, when we had the stellium in Aquarius, we have seen extreme weather. In the northern hemisphere, there was extreme cold and extreme storms, like for example, the train of storms that have hit Andalusia in the south of Spain. And there were literally one huge storm after another, dumping all the water that should have been during 1 year in just a few days. And the soil doesn't absorb water anymore, so the water runs like rivers inside the cities, and through the streets, and through the houses. Even the walls of the houses are draining water. So residents have to break the walls in order for the water to come out. Otherwise, the walls in the houses may explode. So that's how serious it is. So and they're watching the barrages in order because they are afraid that they can break. So it is a catastrophe. And all those historical places in the south of Spain, like Cordoba, Cadiz, Seville, well, so many cities that have been affected very intensely. So the concentration of planets in Aquarius has brought this extreme weather. And in the southern hemisphere, it's been extreme heat. And other storms as well. For example, the fires in Patagonia, there are practically, and in Chile, they're unstoppable. So extreme heat and this air pollution. Pluto in Aquarius, also Pluto per se represents pollution, everything that is contaminated and corrupted. And Pluto is bringing that out, right? The pollution in the air, for example, the smoke from the fires. But also Pluto in Aquarius is bringing the corruption in the communication networks, and also in everything that is spoken by science, by technology. We are seeing raw and cruel the corruption that have been dominating all these years. Now everything is for us to see there. And what else? So the thing is that regular people is making the news. It is regular people are obtaining the raw and real and truth events that are happening. So this way we have this awakening that is collective awakening. So as I said, this eclipses have a life even before they happen. So we have been observing all this for weeks already, and now at the time of this eclipse, we may see even more. As I said, the Sun squares Uranus on the 15th. The 15th is Sunday, and the Moon squares Uranus at 4 a.m. Before the eclipse on the same day. So this square to Uranus represents this realization, this understanding and the insights that we are receiving, revelations of truth, and all of a sudden we wake up. So in your personal life, take a look where this eclipse is happening. The house occupied by Aquarius, for example, and I'm going to run through very fast. If it is the first house, it's all about yourself, the way that you present yourself, and also might have to do with your health, especially related to the head, anything in the head. So if it is the second house, Aquarius, then it could be a realization regarding your own resources. If it falls in the third house, it is actually your communications or your relationship with your siblings, brothers, sisters, and also neighbors, co-workers, classmates, people with whom you are sharing the day. And also it could be related to your siblings per se, or your neighbors. It might not be you, or it could be related to them. And if Aquarius is your fourth house, then it's related to your home, your family members. It might be your house. Maybe you're moving. If it is your fifth house, then relates to your creativity, the joy that you have in life. What is it that you do in order to get joy in life? And then it could be your children, and not related to you, but your children. If it is the sixth house, then it's regarding your day-to-day activities, like your work, your routines, how you take care of your health, how you perceive your health. If it is the seventh house, then your rising sign is Leo. It is related to your partners, or even your open enemies, and your alliances, your associations, your partners. It could be personal or business partners. If it is your eighth house, is crisis, things that in this case, because of Aquarius and Uranus, things that you don't see coming, but they are transformative. It's also related to taxes, insurances, mortgages, and such, and share resources with your associates. If Aquarius is your ninth house, then is related to your international relationships. Also, it could be cultural issues, ideologies, your higher studies, your studies in college or university, your cultural explorations, your religion, formal organized religion. If Aquarius is your 10th house, then is related to your vocation, your place in the world, your public image, how you show up in the world with your service to the world. It is your career. And the 11th house is your dreams of the future. It is in the 11th house, it could be related to how you show your creativity to the world. It could also be your earnings from your vocation, from your career, or from your public status. For example, 10th house, if it is Aquarius, your 10th house, it could also be your civil status. For example, you go from married to single, from single to married, from having a high school to diploma to earn a master's degree, for example. Things like that, accomplishments that are public. And if it is the 12th house, is the house of oftentimes spirituality, but also those secret things that are your self-undoing. 12th house is associated as well with your sleep, the place where you sleep, and your place of seclusion. It could be reclusion, like in prison, or isolation in a hospital, or it could be a place where you go and you hide for some reason, or a place where you are forced to be that you are not seen anymore. And it's also a house of these secret enemies, be it virus, bacteria, microscopic germs, but as well as people who are your enemies, or things that are your enemies, like addiction to, for example, to liquor. Liquor could be your enemy, your secret enemy. Okay, so in order to know which house is which, you need to know the rising sign for you. And you can find that searching chart calculation website online. You can use AstroSeek or astro.com, astrowin.org, and others. There are plenty of places where you can calculate your rising sign. In order to find your rising sign, you need the time of birth. So not only the date and the place, but you also need the time of birth. So otherwise you won't be able to figure out the houses unless you use the sun as the rising planet, and the sign where the sun is in your chart as rising sign. Okay, it's not so accurate, but if you don't have a time at all, that it gives you a rough idea of what it could be. Anyways, so other than that, you need to consider if you have any planets conjoining this eclipse, any natal planets that this eclipse will fall on top of, or if you have an opposition in Leo, planet or angle opposing in Leo or squaring in Taurus or Scorpio. So those fixed sign placements will be affected the most. But if you have, for example, if you don't have any planet exactly or around 2-3 degrees minus or plus the eclipse, it could be also the first degrees of the mutable signs. For example, 0, 1, 2 degree of Pisces or Virgo, of Sagittarius or Gemini, then you can be affected as well. So I already was affected, even though I don't have fixed planets. But what I wanted to tell you is that I have a video that I will attach to this one at the end, where I explain what happens if an eclipse falls on one of your planets, and in this case, an eclipse with the north node, because eclipses with the north node are different from eclipses from the south node. And in those videos, I have two videos, one for eclipses with the north node, another one with eclipses and with the south node. And with those, I attach them to this video. So I explain what they mean and what happens if any of your planets are affected, either by conjunction, square, or opposition mainly. Okay? So I hope you watch those videos in order to have a guidance. Okay, so meaning that this eclipse will open your eyes regarding something. And the other house that you need to consider is the house occupied by Uranus. And I practice tropical whole sign house system. So tropical astrology, and I consider every sign one house, and that works perfectly well. You can use it as well, although you're free to use other house systems that you please. You only have to find the placement where these planets are falling. Okay, so the other house will be the house occupied by Taurus at 27 degrees. Remember that Uranus is very stationary there. It stopped at 27 degrees 27 minutes in order to turn direct, and it has moved just a few minutes, like 5-minute orb has Uranus moved. So it's practically no moving at all, which makes it more stronger and more powerful. Now, Uranus is a conjunct the fixed star Algol, which is associated with alcohol. And in ancient times, it was considered the placement where you can lose your head, either by alcohol or figuratively, you can lose your head by not thinking well, or by changing your mind in such a radical way that is damaging to yourself. Or people actually losing their head, meaning that people can be killed or other interpretations are that, for example, the heads of states, like the king or a tyrant or dictator or simple a governor, or someone who has a position of high authority, can be uh, the can lose their position. And we have seen already people losing their reputation. For example, people who have been in high positions in society, and they were considered such great personalities, are losing their reputation, and especially because of the new findings in the Epstein files. So yeah. So things that we need to consider, that everything that we do is in the present time. So sometimes we think, oh, things, events that have happened, for example, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, are in the past. No, nothing is in the past, and nothing is in the future. That time is just a human construction for convenience and for convention. We need a convention in order to organize our lives, right? Organize the business and such. So time is a convention. And in reality, everything is in present time. So in order to figure this out, imagine that you are in the center of a sphere, and the sphere is crystal, is completely transparent. So anywhere you look, any point you look in the sphere, in this crystal sphere, from the center will be in your presence at the same time. Everything will be present at the same time. So keep that in mind, because if you think that you have done something, let's say in February 1999, where this eclipse happened before, or 2018, and you think, oh, it's in the past. Well, it's in the present, okay? And we see things resurrecting, right, with the same astrological cycles. Okay, what else I wanted to say? Oh, one of the things that I observed watching the cycle, I don't have the chart here, but the first quarter square of this eclipse cycle will be at 5 degrees 54 minutes of Gemini, right? Meaning that the moon will travel from Aquarius to Gemini. From Aquarius here to Gemini at 5 degrees. When the moon arrives here is the first quarter square, or waxing square, where one is, if you say it is forced to take action, is the crisis and action point of the lunar cycle. And one curiosity is that 5 degrees of Gemini is the place where Uranus will be in the next set of eclipses in August. August 12 and August 27, Uranus will be planted at 5 degrees, both eclipses. So whatever action you take, it will be visited by Uranus in August. Okay, so the okay, the full moon, of course, will be the lunar eclipse, as I said, in Virgo, this one. But the waning square will be the closing square of this lunar cycle that starts in Aquarius, end of Aquarius, will be at 20 degrees 49 minutes of Sagittarius, also mutable. So, and that happens on March the 11th. The first quarter square happens February 24th. And the March 11th quarter square is a waning square and is the crisis in consciousness, meaning that we are making whatever we have experienced and learned in this moon cycle, we are making aware and incorporating that into our consciousness. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you is that, let's see if I remember. Oh, yeah. Take a look at this eclipse, end of Aquarius. It's a fixed sign. And so we may think that this is something that cannot be changed, that is solid and is fixed and is unmovable. But the first quarter square will be mutable and will require flexibility and adaptation. And also the full moon, which is the lunar eclipse, is mutable, Virgo, and the closing square is Sagittarius, another mutable. So meaning there's something radically changing in your life, that's for sure. And the change is coming, is unavoidable. But those other events in mutable signs require us to adjust, to be flexible and accept the changes and change accordingly. So are you ready for this change? Are you ready to accept the change and be flexible and adaptable and malleable? So that is the secret of this eclipse in particular, because we cannot avoid the change that is coming, but we have the choice. Are we going to, butt against the thing and fight it, or are we going to be flexible and be able to adjust our lives? So this is the lesson that this eclipse cycle is giving us. So take advantage and use the energy in a positive way for your own life. So thank you for watching. I need to tell you that I am a consulting astrologer, professional astrologer, and I will show you my contact information here where you can write to me in order to order your reading. But I also have an introductory course that I teach, 2 classes a month for 12 months, plus 1 hour of one-on-one personal consultation. So make sure that you take advantage of that. All the information is on satsang@astrology.blogspot.com, and it has at the top, it has a page where it says "Learn with me," and you can find all the information and prices there. Another tab says what I offer and how I work and what I offer. And there you have the readings, all the readings that you can have with me. virtually, of course. It's private, confidential, and the prices as well. So let me know, contact me at this email, and I will answer. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.